Tiger was with Black China, right? And then, Wiz Khalifa was with Amber Rose. And once the relationship, didn't work out, on both their parts, the first thing was like, well, that's what happens when you wife a stripper. That's the first thing that you see in the internet comments. And you're a stripper yourself.
A feature dancer.
Right, but you still strip.
It's a feature dancer.
Okay, so
strippers would be pissed. They'd be like, if you do porn, then why you up in here? I'm like, that's what porn stars do. We travel the country and feature dance. Duh. We are the original feature dancers. Before there were reality shows and booty shots, there were feature dancers from porn.
Okay.
But I'm a feature entertainer.
Right.
Stripper.
But you are around a lot of strippers.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are inherent problems to wifing a stripper?
No, not at all. I've met women I danced with in Magic City who had college degrees, who were real estate agents, who had Maseratis and were like women who just looked so awesome and sophisticated you would never even thought. Now this is then, like now when I see some of the photos, a lot of the girls look young and they have a lot of tattoos and they look different now. Mm-hmm. But when I started, younger in Atlanta dancing, these girls had college degrees and they just was like, hey, I'm gonna get this money and then when I want to use my degree, I will. So especially in places like Atlanta, a lot of women got wifed and started businesses, boutiques, all types of businesses and had their man and, so I don't think so. I mean, a stripper is used to a certain type of lifestyle, fast life, and so I don't think it should be more so, oh, she's a stripper, like she's a slut. But maybe they're just used to the glitter, the gold, the glitz, the fast life and material stuff and fast money and wanting to live like nice. And I mean, what makes a person want to dance in the first place or get quick money or fast money? They want nice things. So if they meet a guy who has nice things, that's popular and got money and some type of, stability, I don't think that every girl's looking for a check. I mean, the check is nice, but I think that who wouldn't want to be with someone good looking and got money, and if they have a baby with them, they don't have to worry about nothing. Like, shit, back in the day, that's what women did. They looked for suitors. They looked for men who could take care of them. It's just, I got a lot of men who complain, especially men from like Philly, New York, Baltimore. That's like the women are just gimme. Give them a hard time, just always want, but they don't want to work. They don't want to do nothing. And they like, oh, when we meet girls from the East Coast or we meet girls from the South, it's like, or especially, the West Coast, they feel like we got a go-getter attitude or we get money and this and that, And then I meet girls on the West Coast who feel like the guys, their mentality is it's all on a bitch. So I'm like, well, maybe the girls on the West Coast need to hook up with the guys on the East Coast and it'll be a good mix. Right. So a woman's a go-getter, and that's what the guys on the East Coast want. They're not lazy, but then it's a guy who's actually willing to buy her gifts and do nice things for her and take care of her as well. Mm-hmm. So maybe it'll be a good fit.
Well, I've dated strippers in the past, and the one thing that always kind of seems to come up in one way or another is they're used to dealing with men in the club a certain type of way, right? I'm here, I'm paid to be here, I'm gonna basically use, this power that I have, to get a certain amount of money out of the situation, and the same mentality would kind of start to creep into our relationship. This was never very serious or whatever else. It usually, literally after a week or two, I would start to see this. It'd be somewhat of a turnoff and so forth. But I think that's what a lot of people are talking about, is to be able to separate, this is my job and this is not my job. This is my personal life. But when you're at your job, hustling that's
hard. That's the same for somebody who sells crack or someone who pimps or hoes or whatever. You have to learn how to keep it separate. And some people just don't have the ability to be able to do that.
Right. Like, for example, I interviewed Sugar Free recently, who's been a pimp most of his life, and I said, because he had a baby mama when he was young, I think like maybe like 19 years old or something like that, and it turned bad. She wouldn't let him see his son, this or that, and he said, after that, I even told her I ain't never gonna have no regular girlfriend ever again. And he never, he's probably in his 50s now or something like that, and he said he's never had a girl since then. He's never had no square chick. Like every chick, if he pull up, on the light and the dude's looking at his girl, he tells his girl to get out and jump in that man's car.
Yeah.
Like that's the way he's always done it, and he don't know anything else.
Yeah. I mean, if that's fulfilling to him, then that's awesome. But I mean, some other people would think that's sad.
Well, you come from Oakland, which is Pimping Central.
Yeah.
You've dealt with a lot of pimps over the years?
I've had friends who had pimps. We were all young, and I would be happy because on my birthday, they would let them come to my birthday parties, and they didn't have a gift. She'd be like, my pimp said to give you $50. You know what I'm saying? Like, because how $50 is like usually generally how much you give in a card or something.
Right.
So, I mean, I learned a lot from my friends who had pimps because me and Jeremy, he was only a year older than me. We met in high school, so we jumped in. We didn't really know much, so we had to learn. I had to learn from the hoes at the club, and he had to learn from the hoes pimps that was standing on the wall in the cinema talking to each other. Like, I mean, we had to learn everything, just kind of how we went about, how. But I would say, like, I noticed how it would be girls who would choose, and it's like, shit, we got this apartment, we got this extra room. This girl way older than us. She talking about coming home and paying us. Like, what? She telling me, like, she don't even never met Jeremy, don't know who he is, nothing. Like, I want to come home with you, da-da-da-da. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Like, I get teased if I didn't bring her home. You know what I mean? They be like, bitch, you supposed to da-da-da. Like, from my fellow strip hoe friends, Okay. So, okay, we bring her home. She give us some money. We young, we don't know, so we all fuck. You know what I mean? We don't know that's not what we supposed to do. But we young, like, how's we supposed to know? We teenagers,
Right.
So we have sex, they give us the money, and then, we get a little older, and then girls still, but it wouldn't last long. They may have only needed somewhere to stay for the week or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that was it.
So, I mean.
But I noticed his attitude did change when he started having girls. So then we, like, grew really distant. And
Jeremy, you mean?
Yeah. Okay. Because you forgetting, like, I've been fucking with you. We've been fucking with each other since high school. Like, this is on some other shit. Like, we supposed to love each other. But it will change your mind. You know what I mean? So even him.
So Jeremy was pimping other girls?
At one point, yeah, he was.
Okay.
So, because, I mean, everybody was doing it. It was kind of like, everybody's doing it, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of fell in our lap.
So, I mean.
But after a while, it was kind of like, he didn't like it because he felt like it was too many problems and it wasn't worth the problems.
Yeah.
So,
Pimping ain't easy.
It's not. It's not. Like, it's definitely not. That's why people say, Pinky, why you don't manage girls? I don't have time to hold nobody's fucking hand. I don't. It's irritating. And then a lot of women think that because they're willing to have sex, that's all it takes. And even guys will refer me to girls like, oh man, she'll do anything. That's not the type of girl that I want on my team. I want somebody that already know how to get some money. If you already know how to get some money and you about that life, hey, that's none of my business. But I'm not finna send no bitch. Ain't nobody got time to be dropping no bitch at no strip club, taking her own calls, dealing with the police, bailing motherfucker out. No, we ain't got time for that. We are corporate. Taxes, whoop, you can come shoot this scene. I'm gonna break you off a little more than I'm supposed to, and you can go about your happy way. Okay, that's it.
I mean, would you say on a certain level that you and Jeremy have a pimp hoe relationship?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Because certain people would say that. Oh, he been with you. You fuck. He collect the money.
I mean, this is what it is. Any man who will accept a woman to have sex with another person has either been a pimp, a pervert, or a white man. That's what people say. Yes, they think that white men love that. They don't care. Or I guess cuckold Like men
Yeah.
who their fetish, and usually they're a white man, who their
Right.
fetish is to watch their wife get fucked by a man.
Right.
Or a pervert or whatever, or a pimp, you know?
Okay.
And Jeremy's case, yeah, he has pimped, you know what I mean? I've had girls choose on me in our situation, not even meeting him, you know? That's just the lifestyle we had came from when we were teenagers and, you know, working at the cinema and then being in that environment, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, Jeremy's always fantasized about me being with other men. He was there when I shot with Mandingo. You know, when he shoots my scenes, you know, or scenes with other girls, if he's not wood, if he's not hard, he knows it's not a good scene. So this is just, I guess, that's his fantasy. You know what I mean? That's what he likes. So that's just, you know, before we even started doing porn, we was doing our amateur videos and, you know, all because that's stuff that he likes. That's what he personally likes. He always wanted to direct porn and direct scary movies, and now he's doing it. So, but we're not together. You know, that actually made me very insecure growing up because I felt like, you know, I wanted to be with someone who doesn't want me with other men, you know?
Okay.
So I have to find a happy medium because it was either I'm with a guy who fantasizes and likes it too much to where it makes me kind of feel bad, or it's a guy that doesn't want me to do it at all and is fucking tripping, and on days I'm shooting scenes he don't even want to talk to me on the phone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
you got to find that happy medium works for you, you know?
Well, you know, Jada Pinkett, she had an interview recently where she said that she likes watching Will Smith's sex scenes.
Okay.
Do you have that at all? Would you want to see a scene with someone who you're interested in having sex with another woman? Nah?
Absolutely not.
You're not feeling that?
I mean, like, when my man tells me about stuff he did with girls before me, it's like I get turned on, but I'm fucking jealous. It's like you're jealous and turned on at the same time. It's like, fuck, you don't want to hear it, but tell me more. So it's like I wasn't there, or I'll get jealous, like, and it's like, dude, we wasn't even together then, you know. But it's like a fun, jealous, turned on kind of thing, you know.
I mean, you know, you have a lot of situations. I mean, you have women who are cool with their man being with other girls as long as he tells them, or as long as they see it.
That's what at one point, because like I remember when we were teenagers, Jeremy used to watch a lot of BBW women.
Okay.
And I didn't know, I thought they were BBW women because I used to be so petite.
Yeah.
So I used to be like, dang, why you always want to look at these fat girls, you know? But really, they just was girls with huge booties. They just were big, you know, but I'd never seen anything like that. So I used to be like, dang, you know, why is it I'm right here with him and he still has to watch porn and I'm right here with him? So it made me really insecure for a while. I didn't know that some people just, that's
porn.
just what it is. Like, I didn't know. Like, so then it got to like, he would pressure me to do threesomes. You know, I'm 17. I don't want to do, I don't even like girls, you know?
Yeah.
So I would like, I remember one time thinking like, damn, who is the freakiest girl that's sexually active that I know that I could ask? And I bumped into one of my friends working at the beauty supply and I was like, yes, I can ask her. So before I could even finish saying it, oh yeah, I'll do it. So I was like, yes, because I used to be terrified to ask girls to have a threesome with me and him, you know? So fast forward, you know, then he's into all these different girls that, you know, not like I had a type or knew what my type was, but I just particularly didn't like it. But I felt like, you know, I always had to do it because I felt like, you know, you get to a point where you're like, well, I want to be there. I want to see everything.
Right.
Then when we got older and when I moved out here and we doing porn, and I just told him, like, look, we not teenagers anymore. If you want to get down with these girls, as long as you don't hide it from me, you can do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't want to participate because I'm not attracted to these girls and I'm not into doing stuff I don't want to do no more. I ain't a strip hoe no more. Them days is behind me. You know what I mean? I'm not a fucking prostitute. I don't want to be in a situation I don't want to be in. I don't want to do it. So I would like literally come to the door, open the door. Oh, he's upstairs. Go handle my lightweight. Get on there, watch TV, eat my dinner, and be fine. You know what I mean? So I just wasn't into it. But like me and my man, like I would have like bring him I would like do a double dick suck with him with another girl. You know, we'll have all the time to do stuff like that.
where we are as men, we just understand the equity in our relationship. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the good outweigh the bad.
Okay, we can't hate on her, so let's say she has AIDS. Okay, now let's call her a fat bitch. Like, well, you already said I had AIDS, and so
Which
you
one
think
is
you
it?
calling me a fat bitch is gonna really hurt me?